earlier on, and here's one when Julia Roberts made the premiere of Notting Hill. She made the headlines there.
Yeah, not for the film, sadly, but they were all talking about her underarm hair that night. That caught the press's attention and ours. And 13 years on, research student Emer O'Toole, she decided to conduct her own experiment by not shaving for 18 months. So how did it all go? Can women ever be happy hairy? That's what we're talking about this morning. It's a prickly subject, I suppose you could say.
How did it all grow, you should have said.
How did it all grow, yeah. And we've also got salon owner Michelle Devine here, because I think she's on the you should shave kind of side of the fence.
Also, you can tell us who you're siding with, because we've got this voting worm on the screen. You can see that now on the bottom of the screen. So go to itv.com/this morning, and this will move up and down. So basically, as you debate, people sort of can log their vote, and it goes up and down as you talk. But Emer, it was a conversion for you, wasn't it? I mean, you weren't always this way. You decided one day that's enough.
Yeah, I mean, I was living in Dublin, and I think it really hit me that there was just so much pressure on women to conform to an arbitrary gender norm, to a kind of artificial gender norm. All around me, my friends were getting laser hair removal, they were getting Brazilians, some of them were getting Botox. My cousin had her lips done, a girl down the road from me had her boobs done, and I just thought, where does this end, you know? Like, it could just keep going forever. And I started really examining my own relationship with beauty and with my body, and I started thinking about my relationship with makeup. Why did I feel I couldn't leave the house without makeup if I was going to an event? Why did I feel I had to shave? And I thought back to when I started shaving, and I realised that when I was 14 and the hair started sprouting up, I didn't think, ooh, will I keep these or will I shave them off? I knew I had to shave them off.
Whatever you think of this, there was just a horrible situation come up here, and you said you have read about salons waxing 11 and 12-year-old girls in the belief that ripping out so-called virgin hair would lead to smooth legs and bikini lines for the rest of their lives. Is that true?
Yeah. This was in the news in Ireland. There were salons in Dublin offering bikini waxes for 11 and 12-year-olds.
Have you heard that, Michelle?
No, I mean, absolutely not. I've never heard of a bikini wax. I must admit, when one of my friends, her daughter was starting secondary school, and she come round with some waxing strips, and my exact words to her as we're doing it, is this child abuse, you know, because the child was in pain, we were hurting her. But she was desperate for it to happen. I remember being at school myself, and if you didn't shave your legs in PE, the abuse that you'd get from the other girls. I mean, children especially, can be so cruel. And that pressure is on you from a really young age. But I've never heard of it in a salon.
You haven't shaved your legs, but why are you wearing boots then today so that we can't see your legs? That's what I'm just worried about. If you sort of are furry and proud of it, why have you got them covered up?
Well, I mean, I'm furry and proud of it, but I don't walk around in a bikini all the time. I think this is a pretty conventional outfit to decide to wear on television.
But if you're here, wait a minute, if you're here to talk about it today, I'm just wondering why it's covered up, that's all.
Well, I mean, if I'm here to talk about I was also asked by the researchers if I'd show my bikini line, and I said, no, I'm going on television. I just wanted to wear...
But you have said, we were talking earlier, you have said, funnily, that's the one thing that you found the hardest to deal with. It's the underarm hair, you kind of went, oh, it's OK, it doesn't bother me. But actually, the hair on your legs, because we're so used to it not being there, you found that the hardest to kind of accept, really.
Yeah, exactly, Reid. Well, actually, it was difficult at first, the underarm hair too. It's taken me a long time to get comfortable with it. When I first stopped shaving, I was just in cardigans all the time, feeling really embarrassed about myself.
I hate to ask you, but lots of viewers are phoning in and they don't believe you and they don't see your hair, so they'd like to see, so it's not me asking.
I can vouch for it. She's definitely got the hairiest armpits I've ever seen.
Do you want to show it, or do you not want to show your underarm hair?
Do you want me to get my pits out for the lads?
Yeah.
No, not for the girls.
Yeah, your pits out for the lads.
And that's one thing I've got to say. I mean, your self-confidence, to be able to pull this off is amazing. I know for a fact I haven't got it in me to be able to have people staring and laughing. My confidence would be shattered. So you being able to do that is, I think, that's amazing.
But it's not for the lads. We just want to say it's not for the lads, because the most comments are coming in are for women.
Yeah.
It's women, and you said you're worrying about images and things. It's women. You're having to fight against other women, it seems, not men on this.
What's the reaction been from men? I mean, you have a boyfriend, so what's the reaction been from your male friends, your boyfriend?
Boys don't care. Boys have body hair, so they kind of know it's not disgusting.
I'm not keen on a lot on men either.
Really?
Yeah, and do you know, this is one thing. My little girl, yesterday I said to her, oh, Mummy can't take you to school today. I've got to go on TV and speak to a lady that doesn't shave. She went to me, really? And she's only 6. Mum, does she want to be a boy? Straight away, and I never said a word to her. So what you have to... And I said, no, she doesn't. She just doesn't want to shave.
But, Michelle,
but
you
that
say...
is a 6-year-old.
But you're looking at Emma's underarm hair there. Do you find that disgusting?
I feel horrible because Eamon's so lovely, but I personally, I love being... I haven't been in a relationship for 3 years. I've lived on my own. I don't do it for my husband or because I haven't got one, or my boyfriend. I will put the kids to bed, have a really hot bath, do all my shaving, put my clean pyjamas, and I feel good, I feel feminine, I feel sexy.
But is that because, as Emer said, we're conditioned to do that?
Absolutely.
So without thinking, you know, whatever age you start, depends how hairy you are. I went to an all-girls school. You know, we just followed the older girls. You shaved everything, you plucked your eyebrows, you did the whole works.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I hadn't, really, because I had quite fine blonde hair on my legs.
I'm exactly
once
the
you
same,
start.
yeah.
So is it just because we're conditioned to believe that's what we should do, where actually nature has given us the
that's
hair?
the thing. Nature, we are supposed to have it, but we live in a society nowadays where we are expected to do all this. And if you're getting bullied at the age of 13 because you haven't shaved some really fine blonde hairs, which I had fine blonde hairs, I didn't, like you, Ruth, I didn't really have to do it. But you go to PE, that's it, the abuse starts.
And do you find that hard? You know,
into
people
it.
must look at you when you're out, because it's not, you know, if I would look at you, if I was in a cafe and you put your hand up to wave to the waiter, and I would go, oh my God, look at that woman's underarm hair, it would kind of
what would you
jolt
think
me.
if Ruth...
I
Let
think
it all
Emer's got every
grow.
right to do what she wants to do. I mean, and I think if it was attractive, I wouldn't
But
necessarily
as
repulse me.
your
But I agree
partner.
with Emer. It's society that dictates. So it's her body, it's her life, and you've found from your own experience that a lot of men are not repulsed
Men
by
don't
it.
mind. And
Yeah.
in fact, when you talk, like, I mean, the people who are having negative reactions that you're just been looking at the Twitter stream and everything. I mean, I think if I sat down and talked to them and had a chat with them, they actually wouldn't mind. And just to return to a point you made about being in PE and feeling terrible as a 13-year-old and being bullied and being made to feel ashamed, I mean, I think that's dreadful. And if we don't challenge it, that's what's going to happen to our daughters and our daughters' daughters.
And I must admit, you are so inspiring to know that you can take this on. I just wouldn't be strong enough, and that's even though I agree totally with what you're doing, because you are making a stand for us ladies, but at the same time, I couldn't handle having people talk, because I read in your article that people whisper and they expect you not to notice, but you do notice. I mean, people are pointing at you and saying, right
Emer,
here.
And Emer, do you feel, I mean, because this was a conversion, you weren't always like this, do you battle with feeling attractive, or have you know, Michelle was saying you're confident. Are you always confident, or are there times where you want to wear that little fantastic dress and you feel, oh, maybe this is not the occasion, I wish I could get rid of all this hair just for tonight?
Yeah, I've definitely felt that, and I think that's a really good question, Eamonn, because what has happened is I've started to examine the extent to which my confidence comes from my looks. And if your confidence is coming from your looks, if that's where you're getting your self-esteem from what your body looks like, well then, what your face looks like, then it's not with you when you wake up in the morning before you put your makeup on. It's not with you when you go to bed at night, when you take it off. It doesn't grow old with you. So you have to find confidence in other places. If you're going somewhere and you feel, I look disgusting, I'm not confident, then you have to remember that you're a wonderful person and you're interesting.
If I could bottle that and sprinkle it on my little girls before they went to school every day, I would be the happiest person in the world. But I mean, you're just amazing. I don't know hardly anyone
Michelle, can we
with
go?
that
We're going to go and get
confidence.
some reaction from Matt now, and we're going to see if Harry is the way ahead for increasing confidence with people. Matt, what have you got?
We've had a huge response, Eamonn. It's fair to say that most people are against hairy ladies. Zoe, definitely shave. Nothing worse than a woman with too much body hair. And Sarah, even the Roman women remove their hair. Get plucking. Body hair on women is not attractive, but some people are for it. Nick, hairy a woman, it's up to them and nobody else. Why are we all so judgmental? It's your body, so do as you please.
Well,
So 80% saying no, they couldn't do it, Emer. They just have that need to shave. Can I ask you, this was an experiment. Are you going to shave it off now, or do you like your body hair? Do you want to keep it?
Well, the experiment was supposed to be for a year, and then the end of a year came, and I was like, I really like my body hair. I can't believe that I reached 26 before ever even seeing what it looked like and seeing what it felt like. And when I did it, I thought, this is crazy, I love this.
So that's
why
it for
would I...
keeps, you're happy?
Yeah, well, maybe at some point I'll shave, but I want it to be a choice, not something I feel like I have to do.
Yeah.
but and when you know, if you've had the odd boyfriend, and you know, it comes to that moment, you must have seen the reaction. You must have been able to gauge reactions. So have you seen those, like?
Yeah, boys
Yeah.
don't mind. The guy I was going out with when I started the experiment when I told him I was going to stop shaving, he was like, really? But then when I did it, he didn't mind, because it's just another part of a body that you're attracted to, a person that you love. And then I was single for a while because we broke up.
Is
and
it that you're a 9 and he's a 6, and he knows that and he doesn't want to admit it? Like, that's what I'd be thinking. No, you actually don't like it, but what you're trying to do is just keep me. So we're going to go, yeah, I like the hair. I don't know.
Well, I have to say, I found it fascinating this morning. Really have. It's really something to think about.
I got a phone call yesterday, and then he fell off the chair. Of all the things that go on in the world, and I'm nearly falling off my chair because of a woman that doesn't want to shave. It's ridiculous, but it's the truth.
Thank you for talking and showing us as well. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for all your comments at home. We could help shave your debts now.
That's very good.
I know. Couldn't resist it. Sorry. There's our competition. There's a hair-raising 80 grand holiday.